What's going on, guys? I hope that you are all doing well. Of course, you already know Dior Homme Parfum has launched. It is released and readily available worldwide. And this is a polarizing little bugger, isn't it? So many people are liking this. Some people are disliking it. And the rest, I can't say here. No, are really hating on this stuff, guys. It's a polarizing release. I'm going to talk about my feelings, my opinions on this fragrance, and my mind has changed a little bit ever since I uploaded my YouTube short and my TikTok video of this one. Yeah, opinions have changed slightly in the opposite direction. I'm going to get to that. I want to do an overview of the line that focuses on iris. So I have the original Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum, and then we'll finally end up with this baby right here, and I'll tell you all about it, guys. This is going to be a fun one. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Hey, if you are new here, my name is Dave. This channel is all about fragrance and grooming. Take a moment of your time, throw me up a thumbs up, a like on the video, smash that like button, consider subscribing to the channel, turn that notification bell on, click it to all, and don't forget, guys, be a real one. Share this video out to anybody you think can find me entertaining and my knowledge useful. With that said and out of the way, let's get it. Let's rewind time to 20 years ago when Francois de Marche was still the perfumer of Dior, launched the original. So by the way, guys, these are all of the formulations in front of me are all relaunched. I don't have any of the vintage bottles. I apologize for that. Wasn't able to get my hands on any of them. Like, for instance, with this one here, Dior Homme Original came in a silver stem. This is obviously the black stemmed edition, 100 milliliter bottle. You could still find this readily available on discounters. What made this so special, and honestly, what makes the Dior Homme line so special and why I love it so much, because you guys know, I've said it, this is my favorite set of fragrances and flankers. Out of all of the mainstream designer realm, I love this line of fragrances the most. It's the line that got me into iris, right? So the original took iris, made it the focal point of the fragrance, attached the name like Homme to it, which was very uncommon for the time. I mean, look, floral ingredients were utilized in perfumery since the beginning of time, right? But we really hadn't seen floral fragrances targeted to men, especially like this one here, taking the once then, unique note of iris. So with this one, it's that cold iris, reminds me of like a cold spring day outside in the daytime. You have that. You have a touch of cardamom for spice and dry, earthy vetiver in the base. So woody floral fragrance, musk too. So woody floral musk fragrance. Really, really great stuff. I absolutely love this. Still available here in the States at discounters. So you could definitely just do a quick Google search. You'll be able to find the discounters there. I would rank that, Dior Homme Original, I would rank this probably at a 7.5. Solid fragrance. Not my favorite fragrance in the world. Still really, really great though. Love it. Then you have Dior Homme Intense, originally launched back in 2011. This is my baby. I absolutely love this stuff. It is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece fragrance for me. You guys know that. It made 10 out of 10 or 10 for life. I also did a 10 out of 10 designer fragrances. This I deem as a 10 out of 10. This is masterpiece favorite from the line. This is powdery iris cacao combo. You also have pear in here, so a little bit of a fruity top when it first opens, and then you're going to experience some vetiver, that dry woody vetiver quality that it has. But overall, this is a very powdery fragrance, and I absolutely adore it. I love it. Many people consider this a metrosexual fragrance, and maybe that's why it appeals to me the way that it does, but absolutely love that. And then in 2014, here it is. 2014, we had a 75 milliliter version of Dior Homme Parfum. I have the 2020 version here, 100 milliliter bottle, so not the 75 ml. As I stated in the beginning, I do not have any of the vintage bottles. What made this so appealing, especially to fragrance connoisseurs, fragrance enthusiasts, is this was really the first time outside of Tom Ford Private Blends, which came out in 2007. But what made this so popular back in 2014 is the fact that it was a mainstream designer that took Iris to a whole nother level. So here with Iris, you also have leather, you have a bit of oud, and you have some rose, right? Most prominent 4 notes right there. Waxy, lipsticky Iris, a touch of this beautiful fluffy rose quality to it. You have the leather. It's a little bit more of a rough leather paired with some oud. This stuff is great. It's really great. I would mark this at a 7.5/8. I don't deem this as a masterpiece. I just don't connect with it like most people do. I think it's really good. I do appreciate the artistry here because, like I said, for a mainstream designer to create this, that is not a, it's not part of the Dior Privé line. This was something that they released, albeit limited, probably for a good reason, but still appealed to some people, right? Now we have the 2025 Parfum. Widely distributed, limited distribution. Widely distributed. Why? Because this is mass appealing. This is going to appeal to more people. There's no doubt about that. It appeals to me too. I'll tell you straight up, be honest with you guys. I prefer this over Dior Homme Parfum, the original. It speaks more to my taste. Like I said, I just didn't have that connection to Dior Homme Parfum as many of you out there did. I love what Francis Kurkdjian has given us with this creation here. I think that people are using very harsh words towards Francis Kurkdjian. I think we need to realize that this is not Francis's brand, right? He works for Dior. Dior is a mainstream designer brand. They release fragrances with the intention of money. They want to make money. They're a money-making brand. They are part of a conglomerate that wants to make money. They want to put out products that, feed the machine. And that's what this is. This is a mass appealing fragrance. This is going to appeal to a broader audience that, unfortunately wouldn't have appealed to Dior Homme Parfum. Yes, most enthusiasts and perfume lovers alike really love this stuff, call it a masterpiece. Unfortunately, I didn't resonate with the fragrance as many others did. Do I think this is a masterpiece? Because I said in my shorts video, my TikTok video, that this would be a masterpiece. I don't think so. I did, my opinions on this have changed. None of that matters though. What does this smell like? So when you first spray this on, it is one of the best, Dior atomizers are great, by the way. One of the best openings to an iris fragrance that I've ever smelled. It is that waxy, lipsticky iris that the Dior Homme line is known for. It's retained here. Francis did a great job with it. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about Francis in a minute, but I want to talk about the smell first. So what happens is this waxy, lipsticky iris fades in the back, and what starts to push up front is the coumarin. Now, coumarin I've never smelled as a raw material by itself, but what I suspect in this fragrance that it's doing is creating this buttery effect to it, because I experienced this creamy butteriness, and I'm guessing that that's a combination of the coumarin and the vanilla. And what the coumarin reminds me of, and the way that it's acting in this fragrance, is like orris butter, again, because there is this buttery quality to the fragrance, like this oily, buttery quality here. So it gives me the impression of orris butter. So along with that, again, you have the vanilla, you have tonka here, you have amber. The amber creates this warming quality. It's very, very, just warming, cozy, cocooning, that sort of a thing. Very sensual. You have a touch of this earthy / woody feel in the dry down as well, provided by vetiver in the patchouli. The patchouli adds a nice light touch of spice to the fragrance as well. This is a very smooth composition overall with the warming qualities. The way the utilization is with the iris, the vanilla, the coumarin touches in there, as I already described. This does deserve the Parfum name. It performs like a Parfum would. This performs great on my skin. The peak performance is within the first 3 hours. It's when it's very shouty and projecting well off of my skin. It settles closer to more like a moderate wear, intimate wear, right around hours 6. So between hours 6 and 8, sits a lot closer to the skin. It fades off completely right around hour 10 and 12. The most detectable it's going to be within that first 3 hours for sure. and then really in that 6 to 8 hour space, right? And then the rest, it's just kind of, you're picking up wafts here and there, until hours between hours 10 and 12 when it starts to really disappear off of your skin. Fantastic stuff here. I absolutely love this one. My initial, drop, my first impression, short and TikTok, I gave this a 9.5 out of 10. This blew my mind. I was extremely impressed. After wearing it for a week, I can confidently say that this is going to drop in rating to an 8.5 out of 10 from me. I still love it. I still think it's great. Do I think it's going to be a masterpiece, as I said? No, absolutely not. What this reminds me of, I can only speak of fragrances that I've tried and that I own. So you won't hear me talk about Prada L'Homme Intense. I don't own it. I don't have it. I never tried that fragrance. Le Parfum. I've tried the fragrance. I don't own it. There is a slight resemblance to that fragrance. I find Le Parfum to be a little bit more spicy than this fragrance, but I understand the connection because of the iris. What this reminds me of, what I actually own, is Le Male Elixir. So this isn't as sweet, though there is sweetness here for sure. That sweet amber, very popular combination that's, kind of in that mainstream designer realm is definitely here, which is present in Le Male Elixir as well. This isn't going to be as loud and shouty as Le Male Elixir is. Best advice I can give you is test this, since it's, distributed worldwide. Test this and try it and see if it's worth it to you. So what do I feel about price? $160 for a 50 ml, or you can go with the 75 ml for $180. I think you're better off going with the 75 ml. I think prices for the designer realm and some niche brands too are extremely ridiculous, but we keep buying them. They assume that we could just afford them since they sell. So prices are just going to continue to rise unless everybody all at once stop buying. That's never going to happen. So I do think it's not priced right, but it is priced fair considering all things, taking all things into consideration, just where the designer fragrance market is and where the pricing structure is for now. So where do I think this falls is in terms of the fragrance line here. This is going to, for me, this reminds me nothing of the original Dior Homme Parfum outside of the iris. And even the iris, if you just pick the iris out of this fragrance and compare it to this, two completely different ways of utilizing iris. So this goes right in between the original and Dior Homme Intense. This fits right in between both, just like that. So what I would say is it is more sweet and creamy than Dior Homme Intense. It's not as powdery as Dior Homme Intense. This is completely different. I've read things where people have said that this is just a more intensified version of Dior Homme Intense. I don't agree with that 100%, only because the reminder of DHI is there for sure. This one is just more creamy, more vanillic, more sweet than Dior Homme Intense, and it's not going to be as powdery as Dior Homme Intense either. So for that, it does separate itself from Dior Homme Intense, but the reminder is there with the way that the iris is used and everything like that. It smells like it belongs in the line. Now that we have this, Dior Homme Parfum, the original, seems a little bit out of place. But, it is what it is. I have my opinion. You guys are going to have yours and everything like that. How do I feel about Francis Kurkdjian? I think he's receiving way too much hate. I think we have to realize that he's clocking in and doing a job. I don't think that, executives at Dior, part of the, the beauty portion of Dior, creative directors and things like that, market researchers, I highly doubt they're saying, or sitting down with Francis and saying, hey, create us a brand new Dior Homme Parfum and just use iris. The rest of it, do to it what you want. What I think is going on is he's getting a brief. They are telling him this is what we want. Now go ahead and create us exactly what we want. What I hope happens is we get some type of flanker of this, maybe an elixir, that carries over some notes from the original Dior Homme Parfum. So if we can get an intensified version, an elixir version of this, But this is where I would like Dior to allow Francis to have a little bit more control over what he is able to do. Because if you're familiar with the Maison Francis Kurkdjian line, he has a great set of rose oud fragrances with the standard oud line. Then he has satin and silk oud. Yeah, silk and satin oud. So those are fantastic rose oud style fragrances. If we can get something like that with Dior in connection with Francis Kurkdjian, we would really have something even better here. So once again, guys, I really do enjoy this. I really love this one. Dropped in rating a bit, yes, but I still thoroughly enjoy it, and I hope you do too. You know, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know your feedback in your comments below. Don't forget, guys, sample these fragrances. Don't take my word for it. Just because I love something, you may not. So always test before you invest. Use your own nose. Don't let me be the deciding factor of anything, especially when it comes to spending your money. But hopefully you guys get to try and decide for yourself. And when you do, and if you already have done, let me and others in the comments section below. I will see you in another video. Until that time comes, take care of yourselves and each other. I'll see you guys soon in another video. I love you guys. Peace.